course design, I'm going to focus on two areas, and I will keep it short because I know you all have to go. I'm going to focus on logical design and connectedness. So those two major things. Okay, so for the first one, for the course design, whether you have a face-to-face class, or whether you have a synchronous class or an asynchronous class, these are things that you need to focus on. First one, provide a clear overview of the course. So I get no emails from graduate students or undergraduates asking, how do we do this? When do we have to submit by? I don't get any questions whatsoever like that. In fact, the course I've designed has up to 20 sections, and they're all noticing the same things now, that there are no questions. The questions I get are actually meaningful questions about content, and I can help with things like that. Although then again, I have so much in the course, it's not very extensive, but I have the right things in the course that they have a lot of those questions answered already. So a clear overview of the course, basically is setting the scene for the students. You're setting the scene for what Blackboard is, where to find things, but also if you start a new module, you're saying, okay, we're starting a new module. This is what the module's about. The multimedia in the course, I'm running through these, I'm going to actually show you what it looks like. The multimedia is always relevant, otherwise I'm not including it. It adds to the message that I'm giving the students. Keep the navigation simple. This is the most crucial. Navigation needs to be so clear. Even then, I still explain at the beginning, this is what you're going to see in Blackboard. I either do it face-to-face or I do it through video. I teach most of mine asynchronously, so I never actually get to see the students online at real time, or actually face-to-face. So I've got to do everything through the course. So the navigation is very simple and repeating all the way through. Give clear and concise instructions and grading expectations. Students shouldn't have to guess what do they need from this course, what should it look like, what have I got to do. It should be very, very simple, and it goes back to the clear and short. And the last one there, provide student examples of what you're expecting. So just to show you that I'm practicing what I preach, I'm going to jump to a Blackboard class. Now, let me make this a little bit bigger so you can see it. There we go. So when you're looking at this course there, you can see, like I said, I've removed everything I don't need and left it very, very simple. Announcements, instructor, syllabus schedule, modules, discussion board, and tools. And as I go to modules, these are what I have as my weekly assignments. And as you can see, each one, module 2, module 3, module 4, and so on. So for week 1, they'll go in and they will see, there's the introduction. So I'm focusing, I explain what the objectives are, what they're going to learn from this, and there's a video which I'll quickly discuss after as well. A video, actual screencast showing my screen, and at the same time I'm there kind of walking them through it. So on the asynchronous class, I've still got a presence. Then as they scroll down, there's always 3 things that they see. Multimodal text, the readings, but I always put multimodal text because quite often videos, audio or whatever. Then the assignments, and then how I'm going to evaluate students. So in there I put rubrics and anything else, any point details. So I'm going to jump to assignments. And as you can see in here, it's very, very simple. What I always do for all assignments, again, they always have the same format. I do a blurb at first. It's kind of like the global overview. What I mean by that is, for those students who need to see the big picture, I give them really quick, short description of it. That's what you're going to do. And then the steps here are how you're going to do it. So really quick, this is what you're doing, how you're going to do it. And like I said, all the assignments fit that format. And you might notice here as well, this, you should all be writing this down there. This is crucial, the syllabus test. We give the syllabus out, it has all the information. How often do the students not read it until they actually need it? This stops most of my questions. What they have to do is, and I don't do any work as such for this, I just put it in Blackboard, and I ask them to follow this, and I just get to see the points that Blackboard's already graded for me. What happens is I ask them questions like, what happens if I hand an assignment in late? What assignments are worth the most points? When have the readings got to be completed? And so on. And also, once you've done that, you've also got a record that if they ever email you or say, I didn't know, so well, there's a record here of you doing the test, and you've already done it, you've actually got it right. So that's crucial. Now, just jumping back again to the questions to show that I am on track with these. Keeping navigation simple, you saw that. Clear and concise instructions and grading. The last one there, provide examples of students' work. So going back, in fact, I've got another example here. As you can see, it's all the same format. This is actually a different course, but it follows the same format. There's the overview, there's the steps. Then what I have for my assignments are these examples that students have done, and I always put the little caveats. Remember, this is a good example for you to review the ideas of what I'm looking for. It may not be 100% correct. Usually there's something missing, and students will say, well, they did it in the example, so I always kind of put that little bit in there. So some of your assignments, you won't be able to put examples, otherwise you give them the answers. So what I do for those is I just say, examples are not given, but if you like to look at ideas, I perhaps send them somewhere on the web. Now, that's a quick overview, and like I said, it's only very quick. You're welcome to let me know if you need to have a look at this class a little bit further. But I want to talk now about connectedness. Like I said, I teach a lot of asynchronous classes, and the big issue is students don't feel connected to you as an instructor. They feel like they submit to a computer, and then somehow they get some feedback, but it doesn't seem lifelike and it doesn't seem real. And here are the statistics showing that the dropout rate's higher, and it's crucial for the instructor-student connectedness for success to happen. Now, I want to show you two examples of this, of what I do in my class. I create the video visuals, which you saw, and animated personas. And if you're not tech savvy, I think some people have already claimed that they're not tech savvy in here, as they're presented. You don't need to be able to do these, although they look great when you have. The video visuals, what they do is, when there's loads of programs, some that you have to pay for, but there's so many, I actually don't pay for anything that I use. And I show a lot of technologies, but I always use the free stuff. And once they start charging you for it, I go to something else that's new. And I love, like, Screencast-O-Matic. And I'm going to just show you very, very quickly what it looks like. So, let's have a look. Modules. I can go to any of these because they all have an introduction, differentiation. And let's scroll down a little bit. I'm just going to keep it this size. I'm not going to make it larger.
Hello and welcome to Module 7, Differentiation.
Okay. The term differentiation is a very broad umbrella term that encompasses many different components. If we go to Google and type in differentiated instruction, we get this definition. Differentiated instruction and assessment. So it's like I'm there with the students, I'm describing, I'm taking them through the web, and yet this is crucial. Research shows that if they can actually see me, my hand movements, you might notice I kind of wave my arms around a little bit, and I give facial expressions, they remember so much more and they feel like you're there with them. So that's really, really helpful for the students. It's also nice for you because as an instructor, you get your point across better. If I had my hands tied, it'd be really difficult, but you know, everything you do is adding to their learning and helping them remember. Now, the other example, in fact, very, very quickly, as I'm showing this is how quick it is to create one of those. And it's absolutely free. Screencast-O-Matic at the bottom there. All I need to do is, it starts going, I always choose free. And this is all it is. I choose, do I want the screen, do I want just the webcam, or do I want both? I click both, I click record, and that's it. I'm going, I can do whatever I want, and then the record changes to a stop. I stop it, and now I've got my video with them. Now, you heard a lot about people giving feedback. This is how I do my feedback to students. It's so easy, I don't have to write anything. I just bring the paper up, I show them while it's on screen, I show them, oh, I like this bit. And again, they see me as if I'm there because I've got a video of me and I'm explaining. And once I finish that, I just send it straight off. And that's so much quicker. I can type fast, but that's so much quicker to get your message across about what you liked, what you didn't like. Now I'm going to cancel that and show you the very last one. The very last one, and Ken, don't shut off on this because it's just as simple as that one I've just shown you, is the animated personas. Some people are nervous and they don't feel confident being on video. Perhaps your students have even seen you on video too much and you want to do something different. This is a great way to do it. There's loads of programs to be able to do this. I chose Telegami, free. And you basically create your person, you choose hairstyle or whatever to make it look a bit like you, and you do the same screencast, but with your persona, your animated persona over the top. So I'll quick show you an example of what it looks like. So I've got some here, you can see at different parts. I'll just click on one. Now, the first thing you have to do for this assignment is think about the topic that you would like to cover for your research paper. Now, the key with this is not to make it too broad and not to make it too narrow. So, for example, technology and education would be too broad. But there's some great ideas. So hopefully you got the idea of that. And that is very, very simple. It's just the same, click, I want to record, and I don't have to tell it to do all those things. What it does is it listens to what you say, and if you're saying you, it'll kind of do some gestures that way. Otherwise it'll just add these doing it. And it makes it look a bit different, and what's interesting is that students really focus on the fact that, you know, the video, and they don't skip the videos either because it's a little bit extra. So I'm going to leave it as there, and hopefully this has come as a good idea. You might notice that I also used a different presentation tool. It's called eMaze, E-M-A-Z-E, or E-M-A-Z-E, whatever you want to call it. But that's just another tool as well, just to present in a different way. And thank you very much for staying.
Any questions?
Yes?
First
said, is this an entirely online class?
Yes, asynchronous. So I teach various. I teach face-to-face. I teach asynchronous. To be honest, I have all these videos in my iPad because then they can pay a lot of attention to things out of the class and they can come in ready, knowing like your flipped classroom. But yeah, lots online.
So, did you go through distance learning to put this class together, or is this done completely independent of this?
Completely independent. Like I said, those things are very, very simple, the videos, because all I do is use Screencast-O-Matic free, click that record it, and what's it in? Blackboard, just like everybody else. So, yeah. Any other questions?